So this is a turntable I just picked up from a neighbor for basically nothing, and this is the Philips 22GA427, which is early 70s. Cosmetically it looks good, but there's some problems with it, so I'm probably going to get rid of it because it's beyond what I can fix. First of all, the dust cover is in good shape. There's no cracks at all. I have it off the hinges so I can do some servicing, so I'm going to take it off now. But you will see that the dust cover is not cracked in any way and the hinges are intact. Needs to be polished. Okay, so this thing has a great wooden plinth that looks great. Just needs a little oiling and cleanup. It'll be perfect. There's no major gouges on the wood plinth. The platter spins fine. I'm going to give you a sound test in a minute, but what it's missing is a belt. So the motor spins, but there's no belt, so what good does that do? Platter is nice and smooth spinning. You can see it's got a lot of inertia. Just from a quick little spin from my hand, it's going to spin for a long time, so that indicates that the bearings in the platter probably are in pretty good shape. This thing has a very strange cartridge assembly. It's got this old Empire XL1521E cartridge that is normally mounted in this bizarre little sheet metal thingy that screws up into the head shell. And that thing is broken. One piece of it's broken. And when I got the turntable, the cantilever was there, but the tip was sheared off the cantilever. So that needle is no good. And it was hanging down anyway. So the funny thing is about this Philips head shell, look, it's still spinning, amazing. The funny thing about this head shell is that it has some screws that correspond to a standard U-mount head shell. So I've actually screwed a AT95E green cartridge up in there, but I don't have the right length screws and spacers, so it's a little loose. So I threw in a rubber band. But this will show you that the thing actually works. Well, all that tells us is that the wiring in the tone arm are okay. But check this out. I've got this hooked up to the phono input of my vintage receiver here. Right channel. Get a little spin here. Left channel, right channel, both channels. What if I get the right speed exactly? Don't want to get a copyright hit for a out-of-tune jazz record. So the tone arm lift works nicely, up and down. And what else does it do? I can show you that the motor works. Platter pops right off real easy. And all you got to do is plug in, way in the corner there, the motor is spinning. This little guy spins fine, doesn't make any weird noises. So all this really needs is a belt. When I opened this up, the belt was completely disintegrated into a Hershey's syrup goo, if you will. Got most of it out. So this turntable is not too far from being in good shape if somebody can figure out the right way to mount a cartridge on it. Whether you use the original bracket thing, which is kind of goofy, or you just use a regular mounted cartridge in there. So I'm probably going to get rid of this thing just because it's too much for me to handle. I'm not an expert. I can add a belt, I can screw in a cartridge, but that's about it for me. So anyway, that is the Philips 22GA427. I love the vintage wood look. I just don't think it's going to work out for me. It's got some other interesting features, by the way. This is how you adjust the weight. There's a counterweight back there, and it slides forward and backwards based on this little sort of a worm gear thing. It's got this little hold tight bracket thingy. It's got a adjustment here for I guess that's cartridge weight, but I don't really understand how that works. It's got an indicator here. It's got another weird indicator here. Platter spins fine. It's got these two lockdown for travel. It's a suspended sub chassis, but if you lock it with these little doodads for travel, it keeps everything from moving around. So if some lucky person comes here to buy this from me, they can lock those down. Anyway, that's the Phillips, and hope to find a good home for it. All right, thank you all.